Good morning, friends. Today I'm going to speak to you regarding 5 things one must not do if he or she wants to understand the speaking English or they want to speak English in a very fluent manner. The first and foremost thing is that a lot of people have a phobia or a fear for language, and it goes with any language, either Hindi, Spanish, French, Chinese, or English also. We'll talk about English. Why? Because invariably, because of various biased, true or otherwise, people give importance or people correlate intelligence with the language. Now, what I'm saying is that intelligence is something else and it is quite different from the language. Language is just a tool which you are going to utilize for communicating with the other person. That's why I'll tell you, a lot of people use Hindi whenever they want to emphasize on certain points or when they feel that the audience which are with them are somewhat lower in terms of, somewhat less in terms of English knowledge or English language. But the point which you communicate to them in Hindi will be understood very fast. So what you are doing is you are in between adding some words to make them more clear because you understand their native language is Hindi, and over the period of time they have been utilizing, they have been submerging, they have been environmentally made to understand in that particular language. So you cannot change it overnight. Like one of the author which I quite often read is Professor Rasmi Bansal. She has written a very good book on entrepreneurship, Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish. She has written a lot of other books also. But if you read her books, her style of writing is very fantastic, and she can, correlate, communicate with all the range of audience. At some point of time, she is using very refined, sophisticated, good English. At some time, she is using the Hindi. Whenever she is getting some response, which cannot be translated in a very effective manner, because every language has its own limitation also. So does the English has. She'll remain with those Hindi words because those dialects, those things will be definitely touching or connecting a chord with the audience. Of course, she's giving within the brackets, and otherwise she's giving all the full explanation of all those things for her audience which are not belonging to India. And she's perfect in terms of her English skills and other things. She's like fantastic in her terms of literary thoughts. But just to connect, just to communicate well, she's refraining herself from removing those typical Hindi language words or words from some dialogues which she has come across through her communication with the audiences. Now, so you have to remove that fear. I always give one example to my students that you cannot learn swimming while sitting by the side of swimming pool. You have to jump into the water. You have to feel the water. You have to submerge yourself. Only then you will understand English. Same goes with swimming or with language also. So you submerge yourself. You make yourself sponge. You must have seen a sponge, how it takes all the waters. and how quickly it does it. So you have to be like a sponge while grasping the nitty-gritties of English. At the end of the video, I'll give you one bonus tip also. So please stay with me up to the last point. The second point is that there is a lot of people have deeper urge to understand, to speak better English. But when I talk to them during my classroom interaction or otherwise, I ask them one simple question, that what they are doing. If they are, so much eager to learn speaking English, what they are doing. And the answers what I receive at that particular moment of time gives me the clue that whether this person will be able to learn the speaking English skills or not. Some of them are working very hard on their skills. They are going through newspapers, books, reading self-help books, going through media also, going through internet also, going through subtitled movies also. So all of those things will definitely help them to improve, because they are putting themselves into the environment which is conducive for learning the English language skills. But there are people who say that we just want to be good in terms of speaking English. Nobody can become that unless or until you do something. As far as the native language is concerned, we have been using it, our environment has been using it since our childhood. So that's why it comes naturally to us. Even if we don't go to school, we'll be able to speak very fluently in our native language, whatever language we have. But when it comes to a foreign language, you have to do some extra effort. And that extra effort is nothing but you have to go through a system. Now, in management, we talk about a system. It's input, some processing, and then output. The quality of input will decide the output. The kind of books you read, the kind of movies you see, the kind of media you interact with will definitely improve or do the otherwise with your speaking English skills. Same goes with the processing part also. Now you go through all that material, but you do not put your mind on that, you do not focus on that, you do not revise that, you do not reinforce that, then probably you are missing the link. You are getting a lot of things, but the processing is not happening. So that processing part has to be taken care by you, because you are the processor in terms of potential given by Almighty. The third point is non-conducive environment, which I have already hinted in some of my earlier points. You have to surround yourself with all those inputs which gives you reinforcement, reminders related to spoken English or speaking the English in a very fluent manner. I'll tell you what I did. I was also having some problems in terms of communicating in English. I saw a lot of animated movies. Why? Because first thing is I love to see them. Secondly, I used to see them with the subtitles. And that subtitles I used to remember. I used to, revise them quite often. And the benefit of that has been reflected in my language also. You keep on using those language sentences. Your sentence formation improves. Your vocabulary improves. Your style of conversation improves. Your pronunciation improves. So a lot of things go for improvement as far as your English speaking skills are concerned. Why? Because you have submerged yourself into that environment. Even see around yourself. How many of your family members, how many of your friends, how many of your academic circles, are they speaking in English or are they speaking in Hindi? I am not saying that you change everybody. No, that is not the solution. But the degree of people who are interacting to you in a sophisticated, refined, fantastic English language need to increase over the period of time. And you have to decrease that time which you are basically spending speaking your native language, because that native language, of course, you have already learned and you have mastery on that. Anytime you can speak that. I'm not saying that you do at the cost of, lowering down your reading abilities in your native language. No. But what I'm saying is that try to inculcate more proportions of English inputs, whether it is in terms of your friend circle, whether it is in your terms of your academic circles. Even you should be exposing yourself to a lot of situations where you are involved in public speaking. For example, if any event is happening in your department, please go for anchoring. Please go for dais. Please go for uttering something. Involve yourself in debates. Involve yourself in some kind of contest where you are supposed to be given a task where you have to speak in English. That will definitely improve. I have literally seen a lot of my students improving over the period of time. Because the moment you throw yourself in the water, the swimming will be fantastically learnt by you. No matter what kind of, butterfly style or other styles you keep on learning on web or keep on learning sitting right next to the swimming pool, it will not make you perfect in terms of swimming, or rather it will not give you any knowledge of swimming at all. So after this environmental concern, the fourth point is what kind of company you are having. Here now I talked about an environment. What I'm talking is that in terms of your interaction, in terms of your media interaction, or in terms of your interaction with your friend circle, interaction with your parents, family members, your teachers, please try to be aggressive. Please try to be proactive when it comes to selecting and speaking to the person who is speaking to you in English language. Why? Because when you interact, when you speak more, no matter whether you speak initially right or wrong, don't be hesitant. And when you speak, gradually you become perfect in that. I always say there are two things only which are prime importance for excellence in any category of activity. That is focus and belief. Focus and practice. Focus, believe and practice. Now it becomes three. Believe, focus and practice. Practice will make you more effort. Consistent effort will make you more effective in terms of speaking English. And of course, you are doing all other things also. Last but not the least is the fifth point, that what we read is very, very important. If I talk about segment which we are trying to address is the students. All the students, they'll try to read only academic books, which is a very, very wrong practice. And I salute all those students who go beyond their academic also. Why? Because the kind of literature you enjoy, the kind of books you enjoy, the kind of fiction, drama, self-help, any category if you enjoy, please start reading books. At least 15 days, one book. That is minimal to start with. Of course, even if you are very, very voracious reader, one book takes one day. But I'll not advise that. You should read that book again and again, so that whatever book is intending to deliver to you, that is also going to your mind, going to your intellect also. Merely reading is not important, but submerging that, but absorbing the knowledge given in that book is important. So one book at least 2-3 times you should go through. Any book which you like, you should go about that. But I'll give you a word of caution. Try to see what kind of language the book has. I'll give you a small example. There are books who are using refined, sophisticated, good, ethical language. There are books on the flip side of it also. I need not mention that. But please avoid those books, because then that again system approach will come into practice. Whatever inputs you'll have, accordingly you'll have the outputs also. So, like I read a lot of self-help books. I read a lot of meditation books. For example, books by Robin Sharma, books by Yogananda, books by Shiv Kheda. These are all fantastic communication books. Apart from they're written in English also. A lot of them have translations also, but primarily they are in English. A lot of all the bestsellers, you'll find them in English and other languages also. But if you read in the English language, you will improve your vocabulary also, as long as you will improve the knowledge of the subject matter which is there in the book. Okay, now these 5 points you must avoid. I'll just repeat. Casual approach you should not have. You should have very focused approach. Then you should not be fearful of the learning English language. Then you should be having a very conducive environment. Use a lot of digital media also. It helps you. It is easily available these days also. In our days it was not. Like, I'm talking about 20 years back, when the internet was not so massively used, but now it is available. A lot of applications are being used. I'll be sharing in the coming videos a lot of other things also, a lot of contents also which you should go through to improve your speaking English also. Then you should know what kind of interaction or what kind of company you are having. Increase the proportion of English content. And the last is increase the reading skills of the matter which you enjoy, of the books you enjoy, of the titles you enjoy, so that when you enjoy certain things, when you enjoy reading, it automatically becomes part and parcel of your personality. Like, I often use one line from a movie which says that there are no accidents in life. It is from a movie called Kung Fu Panda. But that line becomes so embedded in my mind that a lot of occasions, a lot of opportunities come to me when I use this sentence, that there are no accidents in life. Uruguay talks in the movie about a particular phenomena or in a particular context. So now coming back to our bonus section. Bonus section is, we all, when we were kids, we all were given crammed speeches in Hindi. And one of the funniest thing in those speeches were that they were not making any sense. I correlated from one of my real life incidents, that particular piece was in Hindi and there was no correlation within the words. Like if I say that कि मेरे प्यारे भाइयों और बहनों, मैं आपके स्वास्थ्य की कामना करता हूँ। स्वास्थ्य तो बादाम खाने से भी आता है। बादाम खाने से सेहत और दिमाग दोनों बढ़ते हैं, पर दिमाग और सेहत बढ़ने के अलावा बादाम में खुशबू नहीं होती। खुशबू तो गुलाब में होती है। गुलाब अलग अलग भांति के होते हैं। गुलाब तो चाचा नेहरू भी लगाते थे। Now what I'm doing is that this is a long, lecture or bhashan comes out of connecting one word from each of the sentence to the other word. Same thing you should start doing in the English language. I'll give you a small example. Like you start saying that elephant is a good animal. There are so many animals in this universe, but I like tiger. Tiger has a very vicious, fantastic personality. Personality is also with many people in this universe. This universe is very large. There are so many large things to eat also. When it comes to eating, you should eat dosa also. Dosa is my favorite. There are other favorite places also where I go. Now, I'm just giving you an example. Now, if you start doing this as a funny activity, either in a group of friends or sitting alone also, you will have a sense of sentence formation. You will have a fluency in speaking English. You will have a fluency and control over the vocabulary also. You will start using whatever you are reading in your sentences also. And gradually, apart from being funny, apart from being done for amusement, the quality of your lecture or bhashan will improve over the period of time. And it will become a very, very easy task for you to speak on any topic at any point of time in front of anybody. Now, this was the tip for the day. If you can practice this, I'll speak to you more about these topics because I have seen a lot of responses have been coming on this topic. And with these words, I thank you. If you like my video, kindly subscribe, like, comment, and also I would like to listen from you what else you want in terms of motivation, in terms of your communication, in terms of your marketing management from my side. I'll be able to deliver you up to the level best I can. Okay, I'll try to deliver you the goods. Thank you very much. Thank you.